He wants something?
Right.
Yeah, of course he does. Connecticut coming in tomorrow. Seems like a high-scoring bunch. Very similar to what we've seen in the past out of them.
Yeah, you know, in their last six of their last seven, they've had between 80 and 90. You know, Louisville's the only team to hold them under 80 in their last 7 games. So their offense and their shot making a big concern. They spread you out, and there are times they got 4 3-point shooters in the game, and one of the best offensive players in the country, and Shabazz Napier at the same time. But yeah, I think they finally got to the point where Coach Ali thinks they're defending the way that they need to defend the rim consistently. So I think they're playing their best basketball of the year, and we're going to have to play really well to win.
As tough a combination as you've seen when you have Boatwright and Napier in there together.
Yeah, obviously you think back to what happened to us against Xavier when they made a bunch of threes on us. So it's when a team can spread you out and starts banging in shots from multiple different positions, it puts a lot of pressure on your defense. So I think you know the other part of this is they got a guy that can win the game by himself. The Napier's very similar to SK, in that at the end of games, he just takes the game over for Connecticut, and he makes every free throw. He makes big shots, and you know, very similar to SK. That's why they're 2 of the best players in the country. So you know, that's also a concern in a close game. You got a guy out there who can just beat you by himself.
Are they the 2 best players in the league?
Obviously, you have to put Russ Smith in there. I think you know, if you throw out statistics, Justin would have to be in the mix as far as impacting winning. But who are the top 3 scorers? Russ, SK, and Shabazz Napier. So, yeah, I just, you know, I marvel at his. He makes NBA shots. I mean, he makes guarded professional shots. It's scary. You know, I'm laying in bed with my iPad watching him make shots that they're Kobe Bryant type of shots. You don't even know how he's getting them off, let alone make them. And they're hitting nothing but the bottom of the net. So when he gets in a rhythm like that, it's scary.
Which he did against you in overtime.
Yeah, he got there in overtime. He just took the game over in overtime. You know, he did it really 2 years ago up there as well. When we won, SK made a 3 to win it, but we had the game won. People were going for their fans were leaving for the exits, and he started making threes from a step across half court. So you got to prepare for that. If he gets that way, somehow you got to get the ball out of his hands.
But he also leads the league in assists.
Well, he's got, you know, good coaching. Got the ball in the right guy's hands. You know, he's got the ball every possession for them. They run 8-man pick and rolls for him. Can't give him the same look probably for 40 minutes. If he gets comfortable against you, you're in trouble. So we're going to try to be prepared to give him different looks. You know, our pick and roll coverages and our man-to-man as well.
How about your team and the way they handle things? 7th in the country now. Do you feel like these guys are doing the grinded out stuff that they've been doing, or does that remain to be seen?
Yeah, well, you know, we're where we are because we found a way to win games. We're not always pretty, but I think the common denominators for us would be in the last 5 minutes of games, our defense has been extremely solid. Down the stretch in games, we're really hard to score on if the game is close. Our guys understand that. And I think that if you were to ask me, like, what's the biggest difference between us and our 2 losses and since then, is that we've been able to not worry about our offense and understand it comes and goes. That to win games, you just got to get stops. You got to get, you know, we talk about let's get 3 in a row. If we get 3 stops in a row, we get separation, we'll win the game and get out of here. And I think that's just the mark of a veteran team. You know, our mind is on the right things. I think people don't realize how hard it is to get kids to focus on playing smart and just doing the right things defensively to get them in. Too many guys are worried about whether they turned it over or they missed a shot. They struggle to turn the page to the next play, and it affects their play going forward. And winning teams, they know they're going to make mistakes, but they also focus on the next play.
How much fun is that for you? Because the coach is a teacher and players get it.
Yeah.
That's got to be, I would think, the most reward. Other than wins, has to be the most rewarding.
Well, it helps your blood pressure. Because, you know, as a coach, you want your team to play smart, and you don't want to give games away, and we haven't. It's, for the most part, we played pretty smart. We haven't given games away. You know, the worst thing in coaching is when you're laying in bed knowing that if you'd have done 2 or 3 things with a little more intelligence, you'd have won the game. It drives you crazy as a coach. Eats you alive. So yeah, it's been tremendous fun for me. You know, I'm counting them down. Like I know we got 8 left. So I got, you know, I only get to coach SK, Jack, Titus, these guys for 8 more games. So kind of taking on Ray Lewis's mantra. You know, it's our last ride together. It's been a long, long journey with SK and Jack. I can tell you that. And, you know, they've come a long way. But you know what? I think that's when you're most proud as a coach, when guys that have put the time in, and I know how hard those guys have worked. Like to see everybody here and all the excitement, it's great for those guys. But like I told them now, you want all eyes on you, you got it. But now you got to deliver in the clutch, you know, because if you want respect, we've won enough to get all eyes on us. We delivered in the clutch at Louisville, but the real clutch games are still ahead of us. And to get tremendous respect and to leave a legacy like the guys did back in '92, you got to deliver in the clutch.
You have talked publicly about seeding and playing for seeding, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
In years past, I don't think we got that out of you. Is that because these guys can handle it? What's the reasoning now that you're a little more comfortable talking?
No, you know, well, we understand. Like these guys have been around, especially SK and Jack. They understand that our Sweet 16 year, we had a great team and had a brutal draw because we lost early to Presbyterian and Marshall. That you can't lose those kind of games. That those games will come back to haunt you. And the NCAA tournament, you can get lucky and teams can get upset, of course. But the best way is to create your own luck and get the best seed you can achieve and control what you can control. That's a big part of it. You know, the seeding is a big part of who advances in March. So these guys got goals. So my job is to try to tell them how to achieve their goals as their leader. If you got goals in March, which I know SK and Jack do, because they've been to NCAA tournaments, they have other goals that we don't really talk about. And a big key to achieving those goals are obviously to get the highest seed possible.
Any update on Lawrence?
He practiced yesterday. It went really well. He's going to practice again today, and hopefully come out of it with no soreness. It's kind of fun for me. I get to stand here and talk like I'm preparing a horse for the Derby. See how he comes out of his work today, and I'll let you know if he's going to run Thursday night.
Really? He could be in the gate Thursday night.
So yeah, hopefully, but you know, he looked good yesterday. So I was telling Bill earlier, fresh legs. You know, it's good to, you know, he's running around and guys are like, look at this guy. He's got fresh legs. He's been doing anything for 5 weeks. And some of these other guys have been logging a lot of miles, man. They look like my college car.
How do you try and control that, Mick, during practices with everything, to keep those fresh legs, you know?
We very little 5-on-5. You know, it's been since he got hurt. It's been a lot of cat and mouse. Jaquan Parker's practiced a lot, and just trying to spot the guys I worry about the most. SK, Titus, and Jack. They're logging the most minutes, and the problem with those guys though is they won't sub out. So I literally have to take them out of drills because that's just how competitive they are. Rub is a guy, but you know people don't talk about it a lot. But defensively, he's a huge key for this, and keeping him to where he can move and run and jump is big. So you know, I think Jermaine's injury is really put a lot of wear and tear on Titus, no doubt about it. So hopefully Jermaine can get through today and continue to have no soreness and get back to full strength. We're going to need him to achieve what we want to achieve. You got to cut back practice time. You know, I think everybody does this time of year. I know we spend a lot more time right now on just player development because most of our team stuff is in. You know, right now, if you're trying to teach your team how to rotate defensively, you fail miserably in October and November, you're in deep trouble.
One last thing, this conference, is it about where you thought it would be? You got 4 in the top 25.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that what you expected out of this conference?
Yeah, I think we were in SMU's, I thought 27th I saw in one poll, so if they don't get upset by South Florida, we could have 5 teams in the top 25. So we got a great league this year. So you look around, college basketball, there's a lot of parity. But we got 5 really good teams in this league, and obviously we got 2 of them this week, so it's a big week for us.
Three
Thanks,
good
man.
clubs.